Pour.
Steam opens up my pores.
Entertain.
And hey, we'd still have TV to entertain us.
Granular.
There appears to be a dark, granular substance on the exterior.
Unique.
Every single bell has its own unique sound.
Bead.
A string of beads was on the floor near to her bed.
Craftsman.
It was a house made by the finest craftsmen in the land.
Grasp.
I felt him grasp my hair and my shoulder.
Bias.
I want you to review the evidence, honestly and without bias.
Predict.
You can't predict the future.
Triangle.
All you have to do is draw a triangle.
Outcome.
Only God can predict the outcome.
Decorate.
I'm here to decorate Peter's office.
Unconsolidated.
Unconsolidated sandstone reservoirs are all over international various oil region.
Citadel.
It was built on the Acropolis, a rocky citadel at the heart of the city.
Pinpoint.
The only way we're going to find them is if we pinpoint their location.
Hatch.
The baby chicks are hatching.
Approach.
A female green turtle approaches the coast.
Fossil.
These fossils are over 500 million years old.
Turnpike.
And there's a motel just down the turnpike.
Detectable.
There are maybe 100 billion galaxies detectable by our telescopes.
Contrast.
What a contrast between him and his friend.
Oasis.
Away from an oasis, it seems remarkable that anything can live at all.
Primary.
Science's primary aim is to search for the truth.
Gulf.
An oil well exploded in the Gulf of Mexico.
Pale.
He went very pale and could not stop his whole body trembling.
Image.
How clear is the image you mean on that screen?
Beneficial.
Some insects are beneficial to humans, while others are pests.
Spherical.
Water forms into spherical droplets. Permit.
Will we be permitted to go, Father?
Addition.
The addition of a child would disrupt even the happiest of couples.
Divorce.
I hate him, and I wanted to get a divorce.
Category.
Do you know there are several categories of Chinese tea?
Figurative.
It's not really a literal phrase, it's more figurative.
Portrait.
This family portrait shows Mozart with his sister.
Dioxide.
Cooler water contains more carbon dioxide.
Methanol.
Your child is suffering from blood toxicity, specifically high levels of methanol.
Amass. West amassed data about cities all over the world.
Feasible.
You find the suggestion feasible, mademoiselle?
Pleasing.
No feature in the scene was extraordinary, but all was pleasing.
Score.
And the final score says, we're the winners!
Simply.
I'm simply asking.
Fertile.
The growing season was long, and the soil was fertile.
Penmanship.
Pepper says penmanship is a lost art.
Imprecise.
The direction of the research you're suggesting is imprecise and unfocused.
Wispy.
Wispy strands of white hair fringed the broad, bald dome of his forehead above a kindly face.
Susceptible.
The poor may be especially susceptible to such scams.
Respect.
His picture shines with respect and admiration for his fellow workers.
Affluent.
The researchers found 3,000 kilograms of silver and 43 kilograms of gold in effluent and sludge from the centers.
Integrity.
You're loyal and you're honest and you have integrity.
Thwart.
I do not consider myself a fortunate person. I'm thwarted in everything I want.
Zone.
War zones are dangerous places.
Jar.
I took the cookie from the cookie jar.
Accordion.
Maybe George is a bit too little to play the accordion.
Posthumous.
Or heroes who died in battle might receive a posthumous medal.
Hamper.
Rescue teams were hampered by ice-covered mountain roads.
Sodium.
Well, your doctor has you on a low-fat, low-sodium diet.
Centennial.
This year it is celebrating its centennial, or 100th anniversary.
Responsible. You need to be responsible for yourself. Series.
There they had won a series of battles.
Tendon.
I couldn't play because my Achilles tendon snapped.
Maturity.
I thought it showed great maturity and strength.
Boulder.
The rocks smash into each other and form boulders.
Careless.
It was probably a careless driver, and not the horse's fault at all.
Voracious.
John would not be overweight if he were not such a voracious eater. Clarify.
Well, let me clarify. I'm not joking.
Relay.
I'm in my office, but I need you to relay a message to Ted for me.
Molten.
Molten rock rises from the Earth's core.
Acute.
The problem is acute in California.
Lethargy.
She generally lies in a kind of lethargy all the afternoon and wakes up about 6 or 7.
Diverse.
China has diverse natural conditions across its land.
Acclaim.
Matisse was acclaimed as the greatest living painter.
Meteorite.
Meteorites get to Earth after burning through the atmosphere.
Consumption.
One of the problems we can help solve is energy consumption.
Shrub.
Tea is the leaf of an evergreen shrub which grows in China and Japan.
Orient.
The organization is strongly oriented towards research.
Pinnacle.
So in purely numerical terms, it was the pinnacle of Quincy Jones' career.
Endless.
I have endless patience.
Frigid.
People are swimming in frigid water for fun and for health.
Fluid.
It is suggested to drink 8 to 10 glasses of fluids a day.
Crack.
The ice is cracking under the ship.
Tectonic.
As many as 20 tectonic plates cover the planet.
Democrat.
Democrats and Republicans are the two major U.S. political parties.
Boon.
Global warming might seem like a botanical boon.
Photodissociation.
Photodissociation is a chemical reaction in which a chemical compound is broken down by photons.
Soprano.
Nadia was a world-class soprano.
Format.
Well, every good story is told in the same exact format.
Expressive.
Her eyes grew larger and more expressive.
Acidity.
Vinegar is the most common source of acidity in Chinese cuisine.
Focalize.
The narrative discourse is focalized around the consciousness of the central protagonist.
Observatory.
He built an observatory to study the stars.
Prospector.
100,000 prospectors rush in to seek their fortune.
Rotational.
There have been very big variations in the rotational axis of Mars.
Swampy.
The raid takes them into a wet and swampy area.
Troposphere.
And just like the ocean, the troposphere even has waves.
Wintry.
Around the fire, one wintry night, the farmer's rosy children sat.
Buoyant.
After casting his ballot in Manhattan, the Republican frontrunner sounded buoyant.
Cement.
The cement is wet already, and in a few hours it'll be as hard as a rock.
Spatial.
Spatial skills help engineers and builders to think about objects in 3 dimensions.
Dynamic.
It keeps our country young, dynamic, and entrepreneurial.
Entity.
A corporation is a legal entity separate from its owners.